What's happening, y'all? It's your boy Q Monster here, back at it once again. Got my girl Maria with me.
Hey, everybody.
We just got back from seeing Blue Beetle. As you guys know, I remember I did a trailer reaction. I believe I did, but I was just kind of like, wasn't really too excited, but I was very cautious. Cause see, now these days when I watch these, superhero movies now these days, I get really cautious though because of all the changes that's been going on, and plus you got James Gunn taking over DC, and you got Marvel doing whatever. I don't know what Marvel doing anymore. I kind of just fade away from Marvel, but yeah. But I was very cautious with seeing Blue Beetle, and I hate to say it just did not work out for me at all, and yeah. It's not about the culture though. I respect the culture. Hey,
it worked out very, very well for me. So, what we're gonna do today is we are going to do, and everybody has to excuse. I think I'm have a cold or something, but we're gonna do a non-spoiler review with minor spoilers because that's just how it goes. Yeah. So we'll talk about it a little bit. Okay, what are the things that you just absolutely did not? Well, I really like the movie, by the way. Yeah. But what are the things you just absolutely did not like about the movie? We'll start there.
First of all, the movie was too long.
Just 2 hours and 7 minutes.
It felt long, and plus, I did got bored, because it's just the tone of the movie just did not work for me at all, and like the way how it was all made, and the way how the fighting scene was kind of made, it almost kind of looked like it was made from back in the early 2000s. Like this movie should have just came out way back in the early 2000s before even Iron Man came out. You know what I'm saying? Because this character of Blue Beetle, he's pretty much like a ripoff of Iron Man. You know what I'm saying, with the suit and all that stuff that he got going on. But it's like a little alien construct, where I'm trying to say, like alien technology scarab they got going on and everything. So, and then as you guys know, if you know about the Blue Beetle story, I don't know too much about it, but I know a little bit about it. It's just that this scarab needs to go ahead and find a host, and they always want to choose the one that they want to, combine with, if they're worthy for it and all this stuff. And it's kind of like, Green Lantern and stuff like that. That's what kind of remind me of too. So, when the ring chose you, you become the ring, you get all the powers and all that stuff and all that. So, that's just pretty much how it goes.
It was a little bit outdated for a 2023 DC movie.
Yeah.
But, so that was the only thing you didn't really like about it? Or were there other things? Did you think the acting was good?
The acting was like the guy who played Blue Beetle. He was all right, but he had a lot of problems. You know what I'm saying? Dude had a lot of problems. I don't know. And then as far as with the family and everything, everything was just all kind of just cliche for me. Everything, and then I don't know. It just didn't work out for me.
Okay, so it really did work out for me. I do agree with the part that it was a little bit outdated. It looked like a very, almost like 90s, early 2000s type of film just in general. Mm-hmm. But what did work for me is obviously the whole cast is starring Hispanic people, Latinx, whatever the term is that they call us now, but probably a Mexican family. And what I really liked about it is that they incorporated the whole culture aspect of a Hispanic Mexican family into it. Mm-hmm. So they were very specific as far as in their house they have the Virgin Mary and all the candles and all the rosaries because of the Catholic religion and how Hispanic people tend to worship predominantly. And then also there was parts in there where they had I think right when he turned into Blue Beetle in the family's kitchen, remember? Mm-hmm. They have a Chente song playing, which is this Mexican very, very famous singer in our community. So that part was funny because it's like unheard of to see like a DC Marvel movie and you have like Chinta playing in the background. So as I'm hearing that, I'm just like, oh my God. Another thing that made this movie really, really good was George Lopez, and I know that that's what's been in all of the reviews. He was just his normal, funny self. He just makes the whole movie a little bit better just with his sense of humor and his comedian side to him. So he was really good. He was the uncle in the movie. The girl who played the sister, I remember seeing her earlier this year or late last year, I can't remember, but when the Hocus Pocus remake movie came out on Disney Plus, she was one of the leading actresses in there, and she did really good in this movie as well. And then what are some other things? They touch on the whole almost like Mexican struggle or background culture, because they talk a lot. There's a bunch of little references to like microaggressions, where like Hispanic people tend to be like treated like second class citizens, and they're always the help, whether they're the maid or the guy who mows the lawn or cuts the grass. But in this case, the main character had gone to college, and I think he went to law school, because they kept saying like pre-law or law school, something like that. But because of him being a young Hispanic male, he is still looked at as like the help. So anywhere he goes and he's like talking about his education, people don't even believe him. And then so there's all these microaggressions that he encounters. So they talk about that for sure. And then what else? They definitely talk about like the whole struggle of, in my opinion, if you aren't Hispanic or Latinx or Mexican, it's going to be really hard for you to understand the uniqueness to our culture. And I think that that's probably why a lot of people who are not from our culture will not really understand this movie a whole lot, and that could be why it like kind of turns people off, because there's too many references to the family dynamic of a Hispanic family. Also, they talk about like the whole struggle of crossing the border, coming to America, having to work like these very low wage jobs, just to keep, food on the table for their family, or looking for the better life. So if you don't identify with that, it's going to be very hard for you to understand this movie. But outside of that, they had like a lot of, at the very end, there's like this really cool fighting scene, and they end up playing a Cypress Hill song. That's what I figured it was. So they like keep it all very like Hispanic, from the cast member to the music they play. There's a part where George Lopez is like waiting in the car for them, and they play Selena's Bitty Bitty Bom Bom song. So it's just very, very Hispanic, like the whole entire movie is. So from the grandma to the mom, to the dad passing away, and the whole how close him and his son were. So yeah, it's just, but I really, really liked it. I liked it a lot. Yeah. And so, yeah.
Yep. Like I said, that's a lot of history, you know what I'm saying? A lot of history for Hispanic people, you know what I'm saying? Because, and like I said, again, I do respect the culture of it and everything and all that. But as far as me, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm a comic book fan. I mean, I don't know too much about Blue Beetle. I know a little bit about him. And I still remember seeing him in the cartoons, in the Batman Brave and the Bold, when him and Batman working together, back in the animated series and all that stuff. So I did like that. Blue Beetle was like a pretty cool character. Even though he's like an Iron Man ripoff, though, but he's a pretty cool character, though. But, but there's nothing too much I can say. And like I said, I did like George Lopez. He's the only one who carried the movie pretty much. Yeah. Throughout the whole time when I was sitting, I was just waiting for George Lopez just to say something funny or do something funny. That's the only time. That was the only thing that I was waiting on. You know what I'm saying? Throughout this whole entire movie when I was watching it. Yeah. But the fighting scene was okay. I mean, things was pretty good. In the third act of the movie, it was pretty good. I mean, for the first and second, it was just kind of just like I was kind of zoned out here and there. But as soon as it got to the third act, I mean, things was starting to spice up a little bit. So I was like, okay, cool.
It was a little bit slow in certain parts, and then it would kind of pick up. So, but they also kind of touch on, I guess, gentrification a little bit, because the family loses, or their rent goes up like 3 times what it normally was, and then so they're about to lose their home, so that's like a part of it. So they touch on a lot of social issues the Hispanic people face throughout the whole thing. I hated to see the part where they came and they kind of like raided the house and they brought the family out. I could have done without that part. It's like too traumatic.
Yeah.
It's like nobody wants to see that, but they included that in there probably. They touch on like deportation and immigration and everything that Hispanic people face. So
yeah.
But yeah, all in all, it was good. Sorry.
And like I said, they do have 2 post-credit scenes, you know, I mean, which is really not really worth it. But, I mean, to me, it's not really worth it to me. But, I mean, I know
it looks like there's going to be Blue Beetle Part 2 for sure.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. But you said if it don't make enough money, they may not do a Part 2.
Yeah, it just depends how the box office is. Because I've been hearing that the movie's not making that much, but I guess it's trying to creep up a little bit. But I'm going to stay on and see more about it. So I really don't know. You know, I mean, I hear that it's trying to level up with Barbie, you know, and everything. So
Barbie made a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then the second post-credit scene really was nothing. It was just a reference that they made in the movie. So. But anyways, so I think that's the most of it. So what is your rating for this movie?
I'm about to give it, you know, I'm trying to rest around for if it was going to be like a 6 or a 5, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I'm just going to probably just give it like a 5.5 out of 10, pretty much. That's the only thing I can give it because, like I said, it just didn't really do it for me, though. Like I said, I just kind of got bored. The movie was too long, and, you know, I think I did saw some wokeness here and there. I didn't think it was, but I think I did saw some, though, but, yeah.
The fact that they had a whole Hispanic cast that was leading it, you should have already known it was going to be woke.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What are you giving it?
I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. So, yeah, for sure. A 10 out of 10. Go see this movie.
Yeah, feel free to go check it out. I mean, like I said, yeah, just let me know what y'all think about it, man. Just feel free to check it out if you want to or not. And if you enjoy our review, make sure you hit that like button and always subscribe it and share it. And I'm catch you guys later.
Bye, everybody.
Deuces.